girls, and children of all ages. You're now tuned in to the Fight Card Podcast, hosted by Spider. Get it, chingazo.
Chinga, and I bought the new blue MMA live shirt, everything. I'll rock it next week.
Hello, everybody. Spider here, TheFightCardPodcast, coming to you once again from San Antonio, being joined by John Noriega, not Longoria, but Noriega. How are you, bro? How's it going, man?
Pretty damn good.
Hey, bro, I appreciate you once again, man. I mean, it is a new year, bro. 2022 is looking good. I mean, a lot of fights popping up, a lot of promotions getting ready. Fury FC is back. I mean, they're coming back, and one of the good things about it, man, is they found an opponent for your brother, man.
Finally, yes, sir.
Now,
Thank you, Fury.
Yeah, man, and I mean, we were talking about it last week, and I mean, I'm not gonna say that we made it happen, but we probably made it happen, man.
Most likely.
Yeah. I mean, but your brother's got a fight coming up. I mean, you say he was still training, so he was getting ready.
Yes, sir.
And I mean, he looks good, man. I know he posted a couple pics, and I mean, it's one thing. It's just like it's like when fighters or when people in general say, "Oh man, this guy, I've been working out," and just because you have muscles doesn't mean you can fight. But your brother can, bro. He's got muscles and he can fight. So I'm looking forward to it, man. I know when I first talked to the guy, I thought he came from wrestling, man. Because I told you I didn't realize he was from here in San Antonio. I didn't know he was born and raised. I thought he came from wrestling. He used to play football. And, you telling me, man, as a kid, I mean, the guy, you saw something in him, man. He kept to it, and he is where he is right now, man.
Right.
I mean, the guy, he's teaching out of the USA team, of course, with Ray the judge.
Yes, sir. Adults and kids.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's one thing, like with him, and I think I spoke to him about it too, man. It's a good thing, bro, because when you're teaching, you teach yourself. I mean, not everybody can go in there and get a group of guys or kids and say, hey, you know what, take charge, because you have to, man. I mean, I know Ray the judge, I've seen him teach, and I don't know if it's had to do with his military background, but I mean, he's good at it, bro, and he's real stern. And one thing I noticed is that he takes control of the class, the situation, and everybody listens, and just like any good general or any good, captain leading his team, man, he does a good job, and your brother's doing the same thing, man. I mean, have you talked to him recently, man?
Yes, sir. We were actually doing the damn thing on Sunday, working on a little something on the studio.
Okay, and can we hear a new walkout song coming up, or?
Perhaps. My brother loves to walk out to Eye of the Tiger.
Right.
So that's kind of his shit, but we'll see. You never know.
Yeah, dude, the Eye of the Tiger, man. I'm talking about old school, dude. And let me ask you, bro, yourself, you said you and him, that's kind of how you guys bonded. I mean, you guys are a couple years apart.
Yes, sir.
And, I mean, just like with music, man, of course, I mean, you guys bonded with that too, right?
Right.
And what kind of influences do you have, man? What keeps you going in the morning? Like, you listen to what that gets you hyped up?
Oh, music-wise, man, I love me some oldies, some Etta James. I love me some rap, SPM, even a little rock. I love a little bit of everything. I appreciate all kinds of music. But I guess if I had to pick a style, it'd be hip-hop, it'd be rap. No,
man. And, I mean, when it came to hip-hop, I mean, you said you went to you grew up in the South Side?
Yes, sir.
And what high school did you go to?
McCullum High School Cowboys.
Okay, and now when you went to McCullum, were you listening to hip-hop back then?
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
And what was it for you back then as far as the scene, man? I mean, did people were other people listening to it, or?
Yes.
Oh, okay. The only reason I asked, bro, is because, I mean, I'm older. I went to John F. Kennedy, man, my freshman year. This was like 87, 88. And for me, I always loved rap, like from back then. I mean, I was a big fan of the Fat Boys, man, Run DMC, LL Cool J, Kumo D, you name it, man. I grew up listening to that stuff, and I used to skateboard to that, man. And I noticed, like, even back then, not everybody did. I mean, at that time, everybody was either into punk rock or hardcore music or right. Metal, and which was cool. I listened to that too, man. But I kind of, not so much that I had to hide it, but it's just I had to listen to it on my own because nobody else kind of was, But I realized later, man, I mean, a lot of people still listen to it. I mean, now the influence, it overlaps. I mean, you've had, what was it, Nelly that did that country rap song with, right. And a lot of people, they even said themselves, they used to, rap artists listen to country, and it's a lot of it's good, man, because it hits the soul. It's real. And a lot of it has to do with the way people live, man. And that's kind of the same thing with rap. People sing about what happened, what's around them, and what they want in life, right? So what, I mean, with that being said, man, I mean, what influences you like when you guys do music, man? What do you guys put it on?
Okay, I like the South Park Mexican. I like me some Eminem. Love me some Mac Miller, R.I.P. Mostly people like that. Storytellers that bring that deep shit, man. That's what I like. I like that deep shit.
And I was gonna say, bro, that's got to be your cue right there, man. Because even in your writing, I mean, a lot of it you read it and they know it's you, man. Because it I'll say it like this, man. Having talked to you and having read your what you write on your forum, and as far as on that new gig you got, it's I can hear your voice while I'm reading it, dude. And it's kind of like the good thing about it, man. It's like a story. And that's the best way I can go about saying that, because I mean, it's a good thing. I know they have posted one of your articles the other day, and I had told you, you kind of you gotta let it go and not, not take it, because somebody's gonna have something to say.
I love the trolls, man. I love you guys, man. I love my supporters, and I love you trolls especially.
No, bro. If it wasn't, I mean, I'll put it this way, bro. When they were doing a 2 Live Crew, and nobody knew who the hell they were, and people started trying to ban them and trying to say they were bad, and everybody found out who they were. So so that's a good thing, because they're the ones that are throwing fuel to the fire, man. And I mean, more than what's people are talking or saying, as far as it's not good or the fighter's not good, is what they were saying that you're writing. But it's gonna open doors and windows to somebody else, and people are gonna be like, oh shit, who's this guy? So that's good, man. I mean, that was your second article.
Second article, it hit 200 likes and about 60, 70 comments in 2 days.
No, yeah, bro. You see, and that's what I'm saying, man. Once they let it go, man, it's like, hey, dude. I mean, people. I mean, obviously they tagged you, so they know it's you. But I mean, when's your next one dropping, man?
As a matter of fact, today I'm gonna send it in today. It's about the Boogeyman 170 guy, Mr. Kamza.
Oh yeah.
Who should be next for him and why? So I run down through the whole 1 through 15 rankings. I end up with a final 4, and check it out. It's pretty good.
No, man, and that's actually interesting, man. I know Aaron Suarez is going to be coming by this week, man, and we're actually going to talk about the not so much the top 15, but the guys outside the top 15 rank, okay. Because a lot of it, man. Tank. Yeah, man, because it's opportunity. And it happens before, man. Somebody takes a last minute fight and boom, they overthrow that one guy, and now you're like, oh shit, who's this dude? So I mean, there's a lot of top fighters, man. I mean, I still think the top 5 are gonna stay there for a while, unless they retire or something happens, But I mean, the top 10, top 15, that's it's getting good, man. I mean, there's a lot of fighters. I mean, of course, everybody wants that title. Let me ask you this, man: if with the top 10 in general, say Usman would have retired, like announce, say I'm gonna retire, I'm leaving. Who do you think would be up next for a reign, for a title reign?
Colby Covington.
There you go, man. And that's what I was thinking, bro. I mean, the guy's wrestling's on peak. I mean, he's a tough as nails. I mean, he took Usman probably to the limit more than anybody else has.
Him, yes,
yeah, dude. So I mean, but that's one thing. I mean, as much as people hate him, the same thing. People were gonna, nobody knew who he was, so he started talking politics, and now, he's got a name. And from what he had said too, man, the UFC was ready to cut him. He was on the verge of getting cut, and he just decided to go to Brazil, talk shit. Almost got killed because of it, but but it helped him, man. And I mean, his status went up. His following. I mean, of course, more sponsors, more money, dude. So that's, I mean, he saved himself, man, because it took something like that, something radical, to kind of make people realize, like, man, who the hell is this dude? Because whether you love him or hate him, man, he's still there, right?
Makes me want to call somebody a filthy animal.
No kidding, bro. You see, and that's what I'm saying, man. And of course, I mean, stuff like that. That even with Conor, I know him and Jose Aldo got into a little Twitter, beef back and forth. It was mostly Conor, man. He's trying to stay relevant, and of course, he wants his name up there. But he said he would go to Brazil and fight Aldo, fight Jesus if he had to. And of course, Wanderlei Silva took offense to it because, I mean, Rio de Janeiro, man, that's, they got the Jesus statue out there, man. Of course, they don't play around. But I'm pretty sure, Conor was trying to do the same thing, turn a couple heads and get more people to talk about him and whatnot. Honestly, man, and right now, if Conor were to leave the sport, man, would you care?
I'd miss him, but I mean, there's there's plenty more where that came from, but I'd miss him. I like the guy, man.
No, you see, and that's what I'm saying, man. Because right now he's on that platform where if he loses, he's already lost so many fights. If he wins, I mean, of course that's going to bump him up a little bit, but I mean, for him to be throwing his name out there for title bouts, he wanted to fight Usman for a while. He wants to fight, everybody that's got a buzz going, of course, but. I mean, at this point in his career, man, I mean, even if he were to make a run at 170, I don't see him getting past the top 10. That's just me, but I mean, it's a matter of them, they find a fight for him, man, and let him see what happens, man. But I mean, the guy did accomplish what he did. I mean, he's the first MMA fighter to freaking fight, Floyd Mayweather in boxing, of course, but nobody else is doing that. I mean, now, of course, everybody's, Jake Paul and, the YouTubers are trying to fight everybody and they got money or they don't. Who knows, man? I mean, I know one of the things Dana White had brought up was his pay-per-view sales, man. He was like at 75,000. Right. So he hasn't really been selling. I mean, he's big on YouTube, of course. It's free. You can get on there and check him out and check out his shows or whatever he's been doing. I personally, when I heard him, I had no idea who he was. I mean, I
still had no idea who he was.
Yeah, you see, and that's what I'm saying, because I haven't looked him up. I really haven't, Googled him. I'm like, I don't really care, man. I mean, he's raising eyebrows, and he's, right now, his back and forth, verbal fighting with Dana White is, he wants Dana to pay the fighters more. He wants, he's calling Dana White a cokehead, and Dana White now, it's a digital beef, man. I mean, It's like, for me, that's cool. Everybody talks about keyboard warriors, and that's kind of what it is. I mean, of course, they have a buzz going, and people are listening. But I mean, stuff like that, man. I mean, good for the sport or bad, man? What do you think?
I like it. I mean, this Jake Paul character. I'm not really a boxing guy, period. But I like it, man. If it makes you money, do your thing, man. But it's just not for me.
No, of course, man, and that's kind of the thing too, man. I mean, everybody's been calling with Showtime. I mean, the bouts that he's been having. I've been calling it celebrity boxing because basically that's what it is. It's just whether he's a Twitter celebrity or TikTok or whatever. I know for a while in Florida they were having those they were having like the TikTok fights, and they were having it's funny. I mean, they fought. I mean, I know BKFC hosted a fight that David Feldman said he'd never do again because he was just trying to test it out. But he basically gave them a platform. They went in there with 4-ounce gloves or 7-ounce gloves. I don't even know, man. But it's childish, man. And it's like I'd rather watch street beefs, or I'd rather you know what I mean. Like at least these guys are out there fighting for real, But yeah, man. I mean, it's making them money. I'm pretty sure he's a good. He's got people investing with him or investing in his business because I mean, of course, you don't want to run out of money. But Let me ask you this, bro. If you were to wake up today, you bought a scratch off, boom, $5 million, man. Would $5 million help you right now with what you're doing?
It changed my world, man.
And in what sense, man? I mean, what is it that what would you be doing differently, or I mean, besides putting cheese on the burger and supersizing it, of course. But I mean, how would it change your life, man? I mean, what would you be doing?
I'd start off by changing my mom and my grandma's life. That's something we've been talking about since we were kids, me and my 4 brothers. All about changing my mom and my grandma's life, upgrading them. Then we go for ourselves, our investments, our goals. But it's all about mama and grandma, man. They raised us, and we want to give back.
No, for sure, man. I'm glad you said that, man, because that's the same thing I was saying, man. It's, I mean, my mom right now, I mean, we're being helped. We got to provide it for her. She lives with us. But it would be to where, like I would get her like 24/7. Of course, we'd be there, but it's just like I would definitely help her and make her, maybe she's got 10 years, 20 years, 30 years to go, man. But I'll make those years the best ever, take her out. Even now, I mean, it's a burden, but we do it, man, because we love our parents. But yeah, man, that's definitely something I would do, man, is I would just make sure that she was 100%. Of course, the kids, I mean, I wouldn't give them money, but I would invest in them. I would tell them, like, what, if you want to pursue something, bring me something, and let's see, let's invest in it, man. I guess years back, man, my mom had asked me, like, oh, if you ever won the lottery, would you help your brothers and sisters? And I said, you know what, if they came to me with something, an idea, I said, yeah, I would invest in them. I said, but I'm not just going to go give them money because I know the first thing they're going to do is go spend it on crap, right? But, but that's family, bro. We know them. And I'm like, hey, I love my brothers and sisters, man. But it's just, yeah, dude. I mean, just like anything else, I wouldn't just give it away. There's a couple of people on Facebook, actually, man, that I had told myself a long time ago, man, I would help, because they're always helping other people and they're always going an extra mile to help underprivileged, man. I mean, and that's real big, but yeah, man, if I were to ever, personally, man, I would, of course, home and then, help those that are helping others, man. But and let me ask you, man, what would you be driving, man?
What would I be driving, man?
With that much money, bro, what would it be?
A smooth Cadillac, man. I'm a cool, regular cat, man,
No, you see, that's true, man. I wouldn't go for anything. I'd probably still get a truck. I ain't gonna lie, dude, because for me, truck is life, man. I mean, I use them on the regular, but my oldest had told me one day, this years back again, but she was like, Dad, if you were to win a brand new truck, what would you do? And I said, you know what? I would sell it and I would fix my other 2 trucks, man. Yeah, and keep money left, because I have older trucks and they keep running, man. I mean, as long as you maintain them, I'm like, shoot, why not? But that's the kind of guy I am, man. But yeah, man. But I mean, as far as MMA is life, man, what's been going on with that, man?
Oh, man, I'm starting off with a bang. Thursday, we're having our first interview. Our first interview again with Mr. Christian Ammons out of 10th Planet, Austin. He has a fight coming up. He's a flyweight. So we're gonna go from there.
Okay, and he's coming down here?
Yes, sir.
Oh, nice, bro. And of course, I mean, you've been doing everything out of your home, right?
Yes.
But I'm gonna call your studio, man, because I think the last time you guys had it in your what was it that you said you had outside?
Oh, the RV.
Yeah, bro. And is that set up, or are you gonna use that again?
We're gonna do my very first photo with the background and everything.
Oh,
we just
nice.
got it, so yeah.
Oh, sweet, dude. Hell yeah. I'm looking forward to that, man. And I know you said you were gonna start doing photography, right? So
yes,
I mean,
sir.
for those
so
listening,
we're
of
gonna do a photo
course.
shoot también. Excuse me.
No. Go ahead, boss.
So we're gonna do a photo shoot. He's gonna come with his gear. So we're gonna do a little interview. We're gonna do a photo shoot, and I'm gonna sponsor him for his January 30th fight.
Man, and I'll say this because I know when we first started talking, I was telling you, man, when they come in, get everything you can. Get photos, get an autograph, get a selfie, get everything, dude.
That's where I got it from.
No, yeah, man, but that's smart, dude, because now he fights next month. In 3 months, you have photos, new photos that belong to you. I know I had told you, man, a lot of, I use stuff from Shirt Dog and all these other, big media outlets, when I have to. But when it comes to like photos, you always want to use yours, of course, because some people tend to take offense to that, man.
Right.
But that's good though, man. And that's going to be this Thursday?
This Thursday.
Damn, that's pretty sweet, bro. And as far as I know, you always do video interviews.
Always, yes, sir.
What other, are you using any outlets for that, or is it just straight to YouTube or straight to Facebook, should I say? Straight
to Facebook. I'm working on the YouTube too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. YouTube channel también.
Yeah,
MMA
bro.
is life.
Yeah, that's good, man. And I know, I keep telling you, bro, you got to get that blog going, man. Have you been working on that, man?
It's going.
No, and man, I mean, and I don't only say this, bro, because there's a lot. I know I do past interviews and I interview fighters through my blog. I got a couple of write-ups I'm going to be putting out there soon, man. And it's like I was telling you, man. I mean, people are. I don't want to say they're going to take offense to everything you write, but someone's going to have something to say, of course. And of course, that next interview that's dropping, man, are you going to be messaging back, or are you just going to let it go, man?
What's that?
On that next interview or the next write-up that you have?
That's tough, man, because these trolls, man. But I got to take the OG advice. I'm going to try to just quietly laugh to myself, but I can't help but answer back, man,
No, I mean, and I was going to tell you too, man, when you can share it from whatever platform and put it in other groups, man, too, because, I mean, of course, the more people that see it, the more they're going to agree or disagree or both, man. I mean, it's going to be a good write-up, of course, man. The one thing I notice about when you do a write-up, bro, is, I mean, you definitely go into detail. You do a back, I mean, you're not like DC. You actually do a background and, get your, and I'm just joking, by the way. But yeah, man, you actually, you get in there and you get your own breakdown and, what you see coming, man.
Yes, sir.
Now, I mean, I know the last time we talked and you had brought it up before, man, you actually do a couple bet, you bet online or bet on some of the fights. Yes. So you're pretty keen on calling a fight, right? I mean, you feel pretty comfortable.
Very comfortable. I'm Tony. That's my alter ego, Tony Gambler. My middle name's Anthony, so I can't wait. January 15th, man. Y'all look out for my bets if y'all want to make some money.
There you go. And I was gonna say, man, you put them up there, bro, because I might have to throw some money in there, man. I need some. I need to put some cheese on that burger this year, bro.
Right.
Gotta eat good. Now, bro, I mean, as far as MMA's life, I mean, of course, you had already stated it is yours.
Yes.
I mean, you own it. You're running it. As far as ideas for shirts, for logos and stuff like that, man, do you do everything yourself?
Everything.
And where do you get that from? Because I noticed even with the font itself, man, but I mean, does the music kind of reflect what you're doing with MMA's life and vice versa? I mean, does it help each other, or do they?
I'd say it does, but mainly I just like to meditate with my funny cigarettes and just see where it takes me, and it's been taking me good places so far.
No, for sure, man. I mean, I know the last time you said, I think before you write, you actually do that.
Yes.
Take a little break and then get in there and getting good, man. I mean, definitely.
Good.
Now, as far as interviews, man, I mean, write-ups. What else are you looking to do this year, man?
Interviews, write-ups, maybe even do a little traveling to a couple of gyms. 10th Planet Austin has been very good to me. There's a couple of gyms, Monsters Den in Plainview, I believe. So, I would like to travel.
No, for sure, man. And I know we had talked about that too, man. I mean, a couple of fights. I mean, just fights alone, man. I mean, of course, Fury's coming here to San Antonio. They're going to be in Humboldt, Texas, which is hometown for them out there by Houston. We've got Texas Clash, of course, is going to be, Richard Borkert, over by Austin, Corpus Christi, should I say. And one thing I wanted to talk about was Texas Catch Wrestling Coalition. Now, they're actually, it's catch wrestling, basically. I mean, they're more for, like, you can slam your opponent, you can get cranks. And they actually do it inside a cage, man. They just recently posted this morning, man. They picked up Roger Narvaez, man, the former UFC fighter. So he's going to be participating in Corpus on that one. And I was already planning on going, but more of a reason for me to go now, man. I've always been a big fan of Roger, man. I mean, of course, the guy had a stint in the UFC. And, I mean, now he's doing more for his grappling. I mean, he's teaching these days, or has been. And so he's, I'm glad that he's staying busy, and I'm always glad to, support him and see where he's going, man. One of the things and I'm pretty sure he had mentioned it, man. I was one of the first guys to interview him when he first started fighting. And I'm glad that I interview everybody, or I can reach out to whoever I can, man. But my thing is always trying to see who they are and where they're going with this, because even just recently I interviewed 2 fighters that are making their amateur debut. And always for me, it's always good to see, like, if you started training because you were like, hey, maybe I want to fight, or or if you just started training to lose weight, and then now you're like, hey, you know what, I want to test this out. Amateur ranks, I mean, of course, they don't count once you go pro, but the experience, of course, matters. Your brother actually fought as an amateur too, right?
Yes, sir. He went 3-0.
You see, and with something like that, I always wondered, man, because for me, like, as an amateur, it's like you fight, you win a title, and that's kind of like your stepping stone to go pro. Sometimes people lose and they still go pro because that was their main goal. I know, like, amateur fighters that have like 20 fights, bro, and for me that's a little too much. But at the same sense, there's fighters that have like 3 fights, 4 fights, and they're like, hey, man, I'm already getting banged up. I might as well start going pro and start getting paid, right? One of the things about pay, man, I mean, you see, like we mentioned earlier, bro, with Dana White, Paul Logan, or one of the Logan brothers was saying he should pay the fighters more. I mean, the fighter pay depends on where they are in ranks, of course. I mean, if you're in the opening card, it goes to like 15,000 and plus, or there's always that bonus for the main card. But what do you think about the sport paying more, man? I mean, of course, Dana White, I mean, he's investing the money in outlets and, contracts with the pay-per-view TV deals. I mean, he's everywhere, man. So, of course, he's having to invest that kind of money. But along with sponsorships, man, like, where else do you see money, fighters should be getting money from? I mean, what are your thoughts on something like that as far as their pay?
I was pretty bummed out when they took their ability to get their own sponsors. Saying that was big. But then again, I mean, all the other organizations that paid their fighters are now out of business, so Dana's doing something right. But that's the only thing that I wish he would bring back. Let them get their own sponsors, rock their own sponsors to the cage. I miss that.
No, for sure, man, and that's actually pretty. It's true, man, because I know back when, I mean, even now, like I still work with a few UFC fighters, man, and I mean, people would rather pay big money to watch their logo on TV, man. It makes sense, right? And I mean, yeah, sometimes they lose out, dude, because I've talked to possible sponsors in the past with fighters, and it's always like, oh man, I'll do $5,000 if I could put my logo on the shorts, and I'm like, can't do that, man, like that, and they're like, oh man, no deal, and it sucks, dude, because people are out there willing to pay big money, and I mean, of course, now with Venom, of course, they're getting a percentage per fight. I'm not sure. I got to look at the numbers, man. I'm not sure how much they're getting. But with that being said, man, not every fighter can get sponsors, man. So it's kind of like, well, the people that can't get sponsorship money, maybe it helps them out.
They don't got to deal with that.
Yeah, but, but it's like it'd be nice if they could, but they had that option, But we'll see, man. I know, Venom, I mean, they've been around for years, man. Before it was Tap Out, they actually put a, dent in the business. But yeah, man. But hopefully, hopefully they'll change that, man. Because I mean, that's something that they do. Maybe you're right about it, dude. But they need to come back, man.
Yes.
Now, let me ask you, as far as promotions out there, I mean, of course, the UFC is the top dog. I mean, here in the U.S., of course, they're the big show. Bellator is out there. I mean, they've always. I don't want to say that they're B level, but they're always been like second king to to UFC. But they. In that sense, man, they have their own thing going. I mean, Scott Coker, of course, took over, and he was always good, to the sport, man. He knows what he's doing. Some of the, the matchups on there. I mean, I know Cyborg, just her last opponent, people kind of like, man, she was only like 2-0 in Bellator somewhat. So a lot of people were kind of like, oh, man, she's not even at that level. And, she got beat, man. But it's kind of hard to say, man, because, I mean, Bellator's been getting a lot of the older UFC fighters.
Right.
They have a couple of good guys that might go over to the UFC that I'm looking forward to, man. But, I mean, with promotions out there, man, I mean, what would you like to see different in a fight promotion, man? I mean, of course, the weight class, with the whole Eagle FCs happening, excuse me. But have you noticed anything else that's out there that you wish you could see? Or?
Well, I like the fact that if you can't beat them, kind of join up together. So I would like to see them, ¿cómo se dice? Co-promote.
Yeah.
The other organizations like PFL, Bellator, Eagle FC kind of co-promoting, and make their own fights, Yeah. And that's something I would like to see.
No, for sure. I mean, I know UFC would never do that, but like with the lower ones, that's actually pretty smart, man. I know we had mentioned it the last time too, man. I would love to see even the companies that are working on the UFC Fight Pass. I would like to see them, doing champion versus champion and vice versa, man, because there's a lot of top talent, man, and a lot of those people, the men and women, are going to be jumping over to the UFC, probably this year. But yeah, man, I mean, that's something, definitely I would like to see, man. I mean, I know back when it was hard. I mean, back in my time, dude, I mean, it was VHS. We had to wait months for something to get released, and when we saw, we already knew the results, but right. We kind of it was good to watch. But yeah, man, I mean, a lot of times have changed, man. Hopefully, the UFC is only going to get better. We hope. I mean, Dana White's definitely working hard at it. I know they're going to be going up to Houston. I think in February, man. I forgot the date, but they're going to be out there in Houston, Texas. I don't think they would come back to San Antonio, man. I don't know. I mean, we'd have to, really pull some strings and see what we can bring. But
give us a fight night. Give us something.
No,
man.
Yeah, bro. You see, and they've done it before, man. And I'm kind of like a fight night. I think would do good here, man. I mean, that's definitely not to say we couldn't do pay-per-views, man, depending on who's on it. But I think, yeah, man, we have enough fighters in Texas to fill up a card and sell out, So that's one of those things. A lot of those guys don't like to fight locally. Some of them do. But, hopefully as the year comes, and I'm pretty sure we'll get one or two in here, man. But it would be nice, man. I mean, just like with Florida, we had mentioned that California's always been good with MMA. Huge state, so of course, there's promotions everywhere, man. If there was one fight that you could see, man, this year, like, whether it was a title fight or not, man, what would it be? Who would you want to see the fight this year?
Definitely John Jones at heavyweight, man. Whether it's Stipe, whether it's straight up versus Francis, but definitely John Jones at heavyweight.
Yeah, I mean, man, I don't know if it's been so long, man. Like I don't even know. I'm pretty sure he will fight, but it's just it's taking too long, man.
He's sure taking his time, huh?
Yeah. He's probably trying to gain more weight or who knows, dude. But yeah,
choking his wife or something.
Yeah,
no,
but you know what, man? I mean, and that's another thing too, man. I mean, these guys can't stay out of the limelight. I mean, of course they get into little problems here and there, man. But yeah, man, I hope so, man. I mean, the guy, I was never a huge fan of the guy, man. I mean, I'll give him his props for doing what he has done because obviously nobody can take him, when it came to MMA. But we'll see, man. I mean, as far as fights, man, I know they're pretty much everybody that's on there right now, dude. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the top 15, the top 5. I just hope that what I want to see is these fighters fighting before it gets too late. But whether it's the top 10 guys going to the top 5 division. I know Kazmat just freaking jumped in there and just started calling fights, and now he's fighting Kobe Covington, and I mean that's crazy, man. Because the guy I think he was just like a top 15 or 14 guy.
Yeah, I broke him down. I mean, he's 4-0. He's an exciting guy, but really he's 3-0 at welterweight.
Yeah.
He's only beaten one ranked welterweight. So if you really dissect it, he got a lot of time, man.
Oh yeah, bro. He's still new to the sport. I mean, I know I've seen some of his fights from outside the UFC, and even then, the fucker was scary, man. I mean, he was brutal, man, and he's one of those, like, he doesn't know his own strength, man, because obviously he's got it, but it's. I mean, we'll see where he goes, man. If he fights Kobe Covington and he gets to win the way he's been doing it, then that's gonna be that's gonna turn a lot of heads, man. So we'll see. I mean, sizing up. Kazmat with Usman, man. Who would you say would take that fight?
I gotta go with and it might sound weird, but I gotta go with Kazmat.
I've always said, dude, like Usman would have to not be there 100%,
which he kind of isn't.
Yeah, you see, and I mean, of course, he's a family man. He wants to, do outside the sport, which is great, by all means. But yeah, man. I mean, I could see that going by decision. I can see that going to the distance. It would just be really freaking. I would love to see just to see who would be the better grappler, who would be the get that freaking that first hold, the first throw, the first everything, man. So yeah, man. I mean, I would love to see it. Maybe it'll happen, in the middle of this year or the end of the year, man. But with him and Covington, man, what do you think? What are you thinking?
I gotta go with the crazy Swedish Russian guy, man. I mean, I just think there's other people that deserve that spot right now. There's no rush for him, but I'm not saying he wouldn't win.
Right. No, yeah, you see, and I mean, that's for sure, because the guy's obviously turning heads. I know his last fight, he carried his opponent to Dana White and started yelling and shit. And I mean, who the fuck does that, bro? That itself freaking, I was just like, holy shit, like this guy is freaking, it's the real deal, man. Like, I mean, he knows what he wants and he's going after it, man.
I'd like to see him take on maybe like a number 6 Masvidal, who we know has a little trouble with the wrestling and with the pressure. Beat a number 6 guy like that, and give your boy Leon Edwards, give Bilal Muhammad a little chance to fight where they're at. They're top 5. No,
yeah, you see, and there's a lot of fights to be made. I mean, the fact that he jumped over everybody and now he's fighting. He is fighting Kobe. I mean, that's crazy, because I would definitely love to see him fight 2 top 15, 2 top 10, and then, what I mean? Exactly. And then, because, I mean, why rush it, man? I mean, if he gets there, if he were to win the title, I could see him keeping it for a while. But, I mean, the guy's still young, man. I mean, would you want to see him get the title, then start losing, and then come back in his mid-30s and start doing it again? Right. It's just one of those things, man. But
UFC experience is real, man. You got the top 5 that they got the UFC experience, they got the octagon experience, they got the rounds. So I wouldn't like to see them get ignored or jumped over.
No, for sure, man. I mean, there's a lot of fights to be made. I mean, I'm looking at the top 25. I'm looking, at guys from other promotions that, as soon as they jump over, man, of course they got to start from the bottom, work their way up. But guys like and I forgot Chandler, man. He came in, they right away, boom, they put him up there, man. So there's opportunities. I mean, of course, a lot of people started calling him Mr. Bellator, and You know, I mean, he had lost in Bellator too. That's kind of what's crazy. He wasn't undefeated, you know, but the guy came in with a lot of potential. And, I mean, now I think he's 0-2 in the UFC.
0-2, yes. No, he got that victory over Hooker.
Yes, that's right, bro. That's right. I forgot. I was going to say, I know he got a win in there. You see, and even then, when he fought Dan Hook, man, like, I don't know if Dan came in 100%. Like, that fight kind of happened too quick to where I was just like, damn.
And he underestimated him, too.
Yeah, bro, because, I mean, I expected a lot from Dan Hook in that fight. And, I mean, Hooker, man, I mean, he's a tough dude, man. And, I mean, I hope, you know, he comes back and gets into contention, dude. But
he's going back to featherweight, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, he's dropping, dude. And, I mean, that's a smart, that's a smart move. I mean, for him, I mean, he's still young, so he still has a lot of fight in him. But, you know, I mean, it's just when I saw that, I was just like, wow, dude, like, I didn't expect that, you know. I was shocked. I didn't see him beating up, you know, Chandler, but I saw him getting a decision or getting a unanimous possibly, man. But yeah, that fight happened and it boosted him up. I mean, of course, I don't know what had happened at that time that if nobody wanted to fight Charles, I don't know what happened, dude, but they offered him to fight. He took it. Nobody else wanted to fight. So why not? You know, they had a date. I mean, Charles wanted to fight, so it just made sense for Dana to throw him in there, you know?
Right.
Now, I'm going through this for the UFC in Houston, man. It's going to be UFC 271.
Whoa.
I know, dude. And I was going to say, man, I get lost with numbers, bro, because even with the podcast, I forget what number it is. But, I mean, in Houston, man, I mean, it does sell. I mean, I know with Fury out there, they do get a lot of, you know, a lot of fans, bro. So I know the UFC, they're doing smart by, you know, by getting out there. Of course, I think that you come over here, you know, before the end of the year. But, on that main event, bro, I mean, who are you thinking for the rematch, bro? I mean, you got Adesanya, of course, Whitaker, you know, is coming back. Do you see Whitaker getting that win?
Oh, sir. I see Adesanya just on a different level as a middleweight. I see Adesanya holding onto that strap for a little while.
You see, and I kind of feel the same way, man. I think Whitaker's probably not, I don't want to say he's done, but I think as far as that level, man, I don't think he's up there anymore, man. I mean, I might, you know, if he proves me wrong, then by all means, you know, I love the guy. I love the way he fights. But Adesanya, man, he's just something else, dude. I mean, he's kind of one of those guys, too, like John Jones, man. It's like, who's going to beat him, you know? He's going to have to decide to go to heavyweight, and which he has, you know. But, you know, I don't think that was a smart move for him. I mean, he was still a small guy at heavyweight, but, I mean, he stepped out and, you know, I mean, I don't know if he ever would go back to heavyweight. What do you think, man? I mean, you think he should, or you think he just stay and reign?
I think as he gets older and he beefs up a little bit, he could try it again and run it down again. But for right now, he should just concentrate on just running through the middleweights like he's been doing.
Oh yeah, I mean, who else is out there for him though, man? I mean, there's top 15. I know there's like 2 or 3 guys I wouldn't mind seeing them matched up. But I mean, it would be one of those things too. Like the only one that's gonna beat him is himself, dude. Like he's gonna have to come in there not 100% and get caught or something, you know. But
right.
But we'll see, man. I mean, who would you like to see him fight?
That's tough. Let me run down through the rankings, man. I know that Kelvin Gastelum fight was awesome, man.
Dude,
but it did take a lot out of Kelvin.
No, yeah, I think he tired himself out, you know. But I mean, he was freaking throwing everything and anything at him, man.
Right. That was a classic. But I can't say, give Kelvin the rematch because he hasn't been doing that good.
No, yeah. You see, and that's what I'm saying, bro. Because even, I mean, once they get that title shot and they lose, man, I mean, everybody else uses them as a stepping stone to kind of go for the title. And that's kind of what happens, you know. If you don't go in there and start winning, I mean, you get bumped down, right?
Right.
I mean, of course, I mean, we had mentioned, I mean, the Stylebender, I mean, he's going to be defending his title. UFC 271, man. I mean, I was looking at videos the other day, and I was watching UFC 100, and I was thinking, damn, dude, that was, you know, that's how many shows have been popping. I mean, that was a few years back, but the UFC's been putting in so many shows out there, bro. It's kind of hard not to lose count, you know.
Okay, we got Jared Cannonier. He's never had a shot.
No, not yet. You see, and that would be a good guy right there, man.
And Izzy's also said he respects him, so don't respect him too much. But
yeah, bro. I mean, I think he would, but once the case were to close, man, I'd be out the window, man.
But I mean, besides that, I mean, he's beaten pretty much
Everybody.
He's beaten Marvin. He's beaten Robert Whittaker. He's destroyed Derek Brunson, Paulo. So I mean, he's been smashing these dudes.
Yeah, you see, and it's like for me, man, because you know the style bender, man. This guy, he's a big dude. He's tall. He's lanky. You know, everybody that he's been fighting, they're short and stocky to where they got a lot more muscle than. You know, but I mean, muscles don't win fights, man. Obviously, you know, because this guy
actually tire you out.
No, yeah, bro. And that's one thing a lot of people don't think about, man. Especially when you get that much muscle on you and you start cutting weight, man. Your muscle dehydrates, bro, and you start cramping up. I mean, that's a given. Everybody knows that, and it's just, you know, some of these guys cut 30, 40 pounds, man, and come fight day, they're tired. No, you know, their body's already been through hell and back, and now they got to go out there and fight for 5 rounds, bro. You know, that's championship rounds, man. Man, well, let me ask you, bro. As far as your plug, I mean, you have the MMA is Life, man. Of course, you're gonna start getting on YouTube soon. Hopefully, before this one, bro. Save your videos and load them up on YouTube, man. Because I would like to be able to, you know, go back and watch them. Now, is that gonna be under the same name?
Yes, sir.
Now, I know I had talked to you before, man. MMA is Live, because I know if you punch it in there, other outlets pop up.
Bastards.
But, yeah. but I mean, of course, man. What I'm gonna ask you, bro, is you're gonna have to go and buy a domain name, and I've looked at it, and I know there's a few that are taken, so you're gonna have to pick one. You know, maybe it might be a little
dash. You think I can get away with that?
It might
life.
It might pop up, yeah, because I know you can. When you buy the domains, you can split them up like that, man. So definitely look into that as soon as we finish this, man. Because I would hate for it to get taken, and then you're gonna have to change it up to something, you know, tweak it up a little bit. But yeah, man. But I mean, of course, I mean the New Year's here. What did you do on New Year's Eve, man? Fireworks?
Okay, I had a nice Christmas, man. Got a little throw with the family. But as far as New Year's, I had a real mellow New Year's. I ate me some edibles. And by 11:15, I was out.
Bro, I didn't eat edibles. I ate I think it was donuts or something. Maybe the ones you brought, dude. And I appreciate that, by the way. But no, man. 9:30, man. My allergies. I told you earlier, my allergies have been kicking my butt. And 9:30, I wasn't feeling it, man.
Yeah.
So you know, I was like, hey, I'm gonna go lay down. I fed the dogs. I brought them in. I put music on them, so they jam out to nothing but 80s, bro. But I put the radio on and I leave it on because of the fireworks, right? But dude, as soon as I laid down, I was out, bro.
Out.
Like, I remember hearing people yelling and screaming, and I was just like, I just rolled over, and I was like, man, you know, so of course I didn't, you know, New Year's Day, I had some work, so I got up and went outside and saw the aftermath. There's bottle rockets in my yard and shit, you know, whatnot, dude. But yeah, man, I slipped right through it. I mean, the new year, I'm looking forward to it, man. There's a lot of opportunities that are going to be popping up for both of us, man. I mean, of course, being here in San Antonio, man. But I do thank you, bro. This is going to be our audio format, unfortunately, for today. But anything you want to say before we wrap this up, man?
No, sir. Just Happy New Year's to everybody, man. Thanks for rocking with us, with me and the OG Spider. And just stay tuned, man, because big shit's popping, man. No, for sure, man. And like you mentioned, man, Happy New Year's to everybody, man. I mean, this is the Fight Card Podcast. Of course, check out MMA is Life, the group page, of course, and hopefully very soon, the YouTube channel. And everything else that you're going to be putting out, man. But I'm looking forward to your write-up, man, and see how many trolls get on there. But everybody out there, man, keep a lookout, man. John Noriega, man, he's actually doing big things here in San Antonio and abroad. I mean, look forward to the guy doing a couple of write-ups for the outlet. What was it? Fight Bananas. And,
I mean, of course, his group. I'm sure he's going to be sharing them on there. MMA is Live. Spider, once again, till next time, listen up.